Have you ever thought, why am I still attached to my ex, even after everything we've been through? Maybe the relationship ended for a reason. Maybe you know that you deserve better, and yet your mind still goes back. You miss them. You replay the highs. You wonder if they'll change. You feel pulled back to check their page, reach out, or just see what they're doing. And then you find yourself feeling guilty. Like, I should be over this by now. Why is this still happening? If that's you, it's time to show yourself some compassion. Being attached doesn't mean you're weak. It often means that your brain and your nervous system it learned a pattern. And healing isn't just about moving on, it's about understanding what's keeping you tied emotionally so that you can untangle it. So let's talk about a few of the reasons that attachment can linger. And this is just a few. This is not an all inclusive list. And let's also weave in what healing can look like both emotionally and spiritually. So, the first reason to talk about is that you might be attached to the pattern, not just the person. If the relationship had emotional highs and lows, hot and cold behavior, inconsistency, promises followed by disappointment, your nervous system can start craving the relief that comes after pain. That's how trauma bond dynamics can form. Your body learns to chase those good moments like they're oxygen. Now, here's the moment to check the fruit. So ask yourself, what did this connection consistently produce in me? Peace and stability, or anxiety and confusion? So if your relationship has kept you in a constant state of uncertainty, your attachment may not be to that person so much as to the relief, not the reality. The second thing is you may be grieving more than the relationship. Sometimes you're not grieving them, you're grieving the future you imagined or the version of yourself that you hoped would finally be chosen, or the hope that this time you would be treated with love. That's real grief. And grief makes the mind rewind the story like it's searching for a different ending. The third reason is that rumination keeps the bond fresh. If you're checking their social media, rereading messages, replaying conversations, or fantasizing about closure, you may unintentionally be feeding the attachment loop. It's like reopening the wound and then wondering why it still hurts. Romans 12:2 reminds us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing your mind isn't a one-time event, it's a practice. You don't have to shame yourself for intrusive thoughts, but you can choose what you repeatedly return to and focus on. So here's an evidence-based step that you can take today that can help you to start feeling better. Grab a paper and draw this chain. Trigger leads to thought, leads to feeling, leads to urge, leads to behavior, leads to short-term payoff, leads to long-term cost. Fill out your most common spiral. For example, a trigger might be feeling lonely at night, and the thought would be, I'll never feel that connection again. And maybe you feel feelings of sadness at an intensity of an 8 of 10, and anxiety at an intensity of 7 of 10. It helps to rate what you're feeling because later on, you might find that even if you feel that way, your intensity has decreased. So what you're doing is helpful. Uh, you might have the urge to check their page. Your behavior might be scrolling through text or replaying voicemails. And then your short-term payoff would be a tiny sense of connection in that moment, just for that short period of time. But the long-term cost might be feeling that deeper attachment and more pain. Now we're going to add the part that makes this both practical and actually spiritually helpful. You name the need under the urge. What need am I trying to meet? Is it comfort, reassurance, connection? Like, what's really going on? Do I want validation or closure? Step 2 is do a scripture swap. Choose a short truth to replace the spiraling thought, not as a band-aid, but as an anchor. So if your thoughts are, I'll never be loved well, or I can't handle this, all of those negative thoughts that just feed each other, if you're leaning into your faith, you can just Google Bible scriptures. You don't have to know the Bible from front to back. You can ask it, what does the Bible say about loneliness? What does the Bible say about love? And you'll learn things like God's love is steadfast. God is my strength. And that's what you latch on to get through these difficult times. Now, if you're not leaning into your faith right now, use song lyrics, use poetry. There's so many encouraging things out there where you can just say song lyrics about strength, song lyrics about love. And you can pick out what resonates with you, what you find helpful at this time, and use it. I am titanium. I am loved. I am accepted just as I am. Okay? And then step 3 is make an if-then plan. If I get the urge to check on or contact them, then I will do my replacement for 10 minutes first. And my replacement can be texting a safe friend, journaling for one page, taking a short walk, listening to a song that's encouraging or motivating. Could be a worship song, could just be something that makes you want to get up and move. Listen to calming audio. You might even pray a simple prayer. So you choose what you want to do, but you must do it for at least 10 minutes before you make a decision on whether or not you're going to follow through with that action that you were just thinking of doing. This is the healing step because now you're meeting the need without reopening the bond. And here's the key. You're not trying to stop missing them overnight. Those thoughts and feelings are going to pop up automatically because you're used to thinking them. And you don't even have to try. They're just going to pop up. So right now, you're training your nervous system and your heart to start seeking comfort in what's stable, not in what's familiar but still harmful. I want you to remember that sometimes attachment is your heart asking for safety, consistency, and love. And you don't have to chase pain to prove that you can endure it. God can heal what you didn't get, restore what was depleted, and teach you how to love without losing yourself. And if you're not quite ready to lean into your faith, there are still other directions that you can lean into that will be more helpful to you than what you've been doing. Until we meet again, remember to fill your cup first and then pour into others. If this message encouraged you, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And of course, share it with someone who could use a little encouragement today. Hi, I'm Crystal Hawkins, a licensed professional counselor and licensed clinical alcohol and drug counselor. Thank you for listening.